Yo, what up, street dogs? There, Kim. Alright, the thought. What does it mean to be a street photographer? And, the philosophy behind street photography. So, I'm starting to think it's like, okay, we're interested in street photography and we're passionate about it, but what is our ultimate goal as street photographers? Why do we do it? And so forth. So, first and foremost, there's certainly the human component that we love human beings, and it takes a certain person to be interested in street photography because as street photographers we see special beauty in our fellow human beings, and we like to be part of society. We would prefer to be outdoors, prefer to be in public, prefer to be on the streets, prefer to be in cities than in the countryside. So there's that component. Also, it seems that as street photographers, we're also adrenaline junkies, which means we get an adrenaline kick when we're out shooting street photography. So adrenaline is obviously addictive, like coffee. So we get addicted to the sensation of shooting street photography. Then also, I think there's this like hunting aspect of it, is that you're hunting for the next photo. And why do people hunt? Certainly not just to get food. It seems to be that we get a great joy of exercising our skills, our hand-eye coordination, our walking, and also there's also the joy of walking. And also street photography is also an artistic outlet for us, where we as artists, us as visual artists, street photography is essentially creating art with people, and it doesn't even have to have people in it. And I think there needs to be some sort of humanity behind the photos. So even for me, that's why shooting urban landscapes or even photographing stuff on the ground, it's kind of like, showing traces of humanity. And certainly whatever you photograph, you inject your own soul and your own personality into it. So I also think that street photography is good for our physical, physiological, and also mental health. The more you shoot street photography, the more you're exposed to UVs, to the sun, the more you walk, which is good for your legs, your whole body, and so forth. And the street photographer hates being sedentary. The street photographer just hates, sitting on a laptop at home. And I almost wonder that's why so many people in tech love or interested in street photography, is that they hate so much just sitting in front of a computer all day. They just kind of want to be out and about. Even for myself, the thing I used to hate most about working in IT is just being in front of a laptop and being bored and just being on Reddit all day. I'd rather be out shooting photos and exploring and stuff like that. Also, I think for street photographers, there's also this hunger for new experiences, new sights, new views, new experiences, and that's where kind of traveling generally tends to be. But you don't even have to travel far. Like, let's say you live in the burbs, you can just go to the nearest closest city, or you check out the new hipster indoor-outdoor mall things, and anything that could kind of get you around other humans is good. Like even going to Costco. Costco is a great place where you could shoot street photography and praise the Ricoh GR3 and the Airkin Wrist Strap Mark II. And even if you think about the history of photography, many of the early photos shot around the early 1900s, 1920s, Cartier-Bresson, Andre Cortege style. It's, we obviously love photographing landscapes like Ansel Adams, but at the end of the day, humans, we delight more in other humans than beautiful landscapes. Like, for example, assuming you're, a hetero male or whatever, would you prefer to have 100 beautiful women or 100 beautiful landscapes? Probably choose the beautiful women or the beautiful human beings, whatever. And even what I realized, what I actually really love about going to the gym is the joy of people watching. Actually, I think going to the gym is really like going to the gymnasium, going to a stadium where you could be seen, you could see others. So going to the gym and working out, there's not just working out, but there's also the social element. And ultimately, what do humans crave? We crave distinction, we crave social camaraderie, we just kind of like to be out, and that's when we feel most alive. And so, yeah, think about street photography as a personal philosophy, as a way of life, as an ethos, an attitude. And so then what is our ultimate goal as street photographers is to seek maximal engagement, whether it be social, artistic, or soulful.